Boom! Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Frank. An honor
Greetings.
once again to be with you for the review of PT's book.
Yes.
That's it. Today, we are, like we said, that where we think we are, but we're not sure. So maybe we're going to redo it. But we'll see. It doesn't matter because,
Yeah,
honestly, if you repeat that book like 20, 25, 30 times, it's good for you. Like I
exactly.
would read that book until the pages tear from the book,
All out.
like until you
Exactly.
can't read it no more,
Exactly.
and then maybe
Yeah,
stop
I mean,
and
repetition
another
is
one.
is an important part of the Vedic tradition.
Yeah,
Repeating
exactly.
things that
That's what I'm
are
saying.
the
See,
truth and real,
repetition.
and yeah, helps.
So, Frank, I'm gonna let you go with this. The whole thing is presented to you by, powered by Arvita. Like
Nice.
I said, no, it's a new clean energy tea made out of Canada, just for those who are in
Yeah.
Canada and can order it. Really great stuff. That's why I promote it because
uh,
it's really great. I don't know if anyone is into that kind of stuff, but energy tea, clean,
I like.
natural sugars, no artificial, nothing artificial, nothing like that's what we look for when we try to
Right.
indulge into stuff that we don't necessarily need but we want, like energy tea. It's not like honestly it's not necessary, no? You should have energy naturally, no? But we all tend to indulge into stuff like that at
And,
times.
and we get energy from our food too. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a very natural part of it. And yeah, fresh
yeah,
beverages. I mean, who doesn't like a nice beverage? So.
Arvita. So, Frank, the one and only disease, that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to let you go on with that and I'll
Yes.
do the French after. And then we
Yes.
exchange on it.
The one and only disease. On the surface, there appear to be many diseases plaguing beings on this planet. LotusOcean, however, sees only one disease, which is not being able to state the obvious truth. People lie to each other about each other's state every day, trillions of times. Straightforward speaking out of obvious perception is looked down upon like a cardinal sin. Petty egos have to be saved blushes at all costs. This vow of never speaking out of truth leads to a real dis-ease within the self and then the world. If people just practiced speaking what is as is without crazy agendas, all diseases are sure to disappear. Evil was born from not wanting to speak of the obvious divinity of divine.
Yeah, la seule. Oh, the mic is like got tilted a bit. OK, la seule et l'unique maladie. La seule et l'unique maladie. À première vue, on dirait qu'il y a beaucoup de maladies qui pestent les êtres de cette planète. Cependant, LotusOcean ne voit seulement qu'une seule maladie, qui est ne pas être capable de dire l'évidente vérité. C'est big, là. C'est gros, là. Tu sais, ne pas être capable de dire l'évidente vérité. Les gens se mentent entre eux concernant leur état tous les jours, des trillions de fois. Parler franchement et d'un point de vue découlant de la perception d'une évidence est méprisé comme un péché capital. Les égaux mesquins doivent être sauvés à tout prix. Ce vœu de ne jamais dire la vérité mène à la vraie maladie dans le soi et puis dans le monde. Si les gens s'entraîneraient seulement à parler de ce qui est pour ce que c'est, sans agenda de fou, toutes les maladies sont sûres de disparaître. Le mal est né uniquement du fait de ne pas vouloir parler de l'évidente divinité du divin qui va avec la vérité. Like the divine is not on the side of the lies. It's not about lies. It's not even about. I don't even think it's about truth and lies. And this is a game we play here on Earth. It's about what is
Right.
reality. It's about what it is. Like, I don't think the divine has in its head like truth or lies. Like, that's us playing games like black and white, truth or lies, all those yin yang stuff. Là,
Right.
and then we imagine all kinds of stuff out of this. But I don't think the divine, in the eyes of divine, there's even lies or truth. I think it's just reality. What is?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, that's how I see it. And of course, a lot of the trouble come from that's the same as the other vlog we uh, vlog. How do you say it? Vlog,
Yeah.
vlog
Yeah.
did together. Vlog. The
Mhm.
other vlog we did together that says the only, not the only disease, but the only. What's the other thing we were talking about? That's what I was gonna say. The only disease, but the only crime, the biggest crime you
Right.
can commit is similar to that. It's
Yeah.
going out there and pretend you know anything in this world.
Exactly.
So you're gonna get disease. You're gonna get all kinds of stuff also coming from that fact that you go out and pretend and play
Right.
pretend like you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like, we play pretend when we're young, and we keep playing pretending all our life until we wake up and say it's enough, the pretension.
Mhm.
But that's what it is. I think it's for sure a lot of stuff start from that. And
Yeah.
the ones that come out and speak about that stuff, they're crucified, they're lapidated, and they're gonna they're gonna be like ostracized, even by your family, by that. I don't really put importance on that today. If people can't value my presence and my knowledge and my not knowledge, but just my presence,
Right.
why should I give them time? Like, my
Yeah.
time is valuable. I should put it into like where I can channel positive thoughts and stuff, but not engage into, because some people are very, very negative coming from that disease. They get very negative from the
Right.
fact that they can't speak truth.
Yeah.
So you go there and you start to, like, just yesterday, my sister-in-law starts and saying that she's not a number, at work. I said, hey, calm down. We're all numbers. Here in Canada, US also, you have a social insurance number. And it's called SIN in Canada. They call it SIN.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Social insurance number. It's your
Mhm.
SIN. So, they even give you a SIN number. So you
Right.
are a number. So that delusion to think that, you're so, that's the other pretension, that you're so nice and you're not a number. But like, when we're all engaged into that system wheel, and we're all freaking numbers. Like, it's not
Yeah.
because I woke up and I see the sun was moving in the sky that I stopped being a number.
Right.
Like, for them, for them,
For them. Right.
not
Exactly.
for me, not in my eyes, not in the eyes of divine, but
Yeah.
in the eyes of baby Lone. Yeah, you will be a number.
Yeah.
It's clear. And that come from the fact that you can't speak truth. You can't speak nothing that makes sense. So of course they're gonna treat you like a number.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my vision.
Yeah, I mean, that's so true. Like we are all are cogs in their wheel and their system or whatever. Our identification number is used to, they take money from us to fund wars and the government officials' paychecks and all those things. Things that, like, the people were like, wait, do we actually want to pay for this? Like, I don't think I want to fund foreign wars or this and that. Like, that doesn't seem like in the interest of the people.
And the amount of money spent just on missile, on test and stuff, like, just to launch a fucking rocket, like, cost like $500,000. Like,
Right.
they launch several, like, anyway, the tap is open like crazy for them. Like, they create money out of thin air too. So
yeah.
they
They print the money, right?
They print it. If they need it, they print it. So it's
Yeah.
not really an issue. But if you need it, you're going to have to freaking work your ass off for it. And they're
Exactly.
going to come and take it from you anyway. Here
Uh-huh.
in Canada, you pay income tax. But if I go buy something in the store, I pay tax also.
Yeah. How does that work?
15%. Here in
Uh-huh.
Quebec government charge 10% tax on goods and
Right.
stuff, plus the Canada tax 5%. So we're at 15% tax on everything you buy. Plus they charge you income tax. So what? They rob you twice?
Yeah.
You pay income tax. They tax you on your salary. Why would I pay
Uh-huh.
tax elsewhere? But no one asks question. No one says nothing. Everyone pays, and the system go on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna come and rob you, and
It's just another side effect or symptom of the disease, right? Of us
yeah,
not being able to speak truth as it is, not being able to face reality as it is. And we all have to play this little game, right? And then they said, okay, well, we're going to set up the rules and the game is going to go like this, right? You're going to work these jobs. We're going to educate your children.
oh yeah,
And then we're going to take your money that you worked for, that we printed.
we're gonna
and
take your money. Yeah.
and we're going to spend it in the ways that we want, in which we're not going to ask you, or we'll pretend to make it seem like you have
Yeah.
a choice, over what we're going to do with it, but ultimately we're just going to do whatever we want with it.
And this is like hotels. You take, for example, hotel. What's the business model of an hotel? Is it 10% capacity to make it profitable? No, it's 100%. You want
Right.
all your room filled. So what do you think hospitals are, the business model? Honestly,
Right.
in the States, it's even worse. It's private. Here, it's government run. But even that, it's hand in hand with the pharmaceutical and all the insurance company and all the
Yeah.
scam that is behind it. But what I'm saying is they have to fill those beds in hospital,
Prisons too, right?
prisons. They have to be filled. So the whole thing, that one and only disease affects all this.
Yeah,
Maybe. So
it's crazy.
it's up to us to, get rid of that disease. Start, siding on the side of truth. First of all, to children. Start telling the truth to the children in school. Get them out of the school walls and put them in nature and somewhere where they can, actually evolve, not devolve in between walls and being depressed and hot and like anxious because you're sitting in a classroom with 20 other kids that you don't know. That when you're a kid, it's even worse. Like the
Right.
anxiety is through the roof. Now you have to go in front and speak in front of those kids. Often you freaking freeze. Like they make you do things that is so unnatural in school. Like
Right.
like why would you be a public speaker at a freaking 7-year-old? Like, okay, I get it. It might be good to get the shyness out and stuff.
Right.
But what I'm saying is we do everything pretty much the wrong way, and then we complain, we're surprised that we have disease like this, because it's
Yeah.
the same as when you feed yourself with bad stuff. Then you get to the end of the freaking stick, boop, it rebounds, and then you're like, why it happened to me?
Right.
I'm a good person. Anyway, we're not gonna extend on this. I seem to
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a different topic here, but yeah.
if we can just go along with trying to live a natural type of life and actually trying to just like be real, and be real with ourselves, be real with other people. That doesn't mean we have to be doom and gloom every day, but we do have to face, what is our current state, and what's going on here, and this and that, even that thing of just like diet, of course, if you go unnatural and you just want to, or maybe not want to, but end up eating a lot of food that has been infused with all these preservatives and fake lab made kind of things, then yeah, your body's going to react to it in the long run. You might be able to eat it today and not get sick, but in the long run, you're going to have a disease, right? You're not going to be able to function
And
properly.
this is also, Frank, the non-consideration of future. Like you have no consideration for the future because you're gonna be in
Exactly.
the now with that disease too. When you get sick, you're not gonna be not there. You're always in the now. So if you get sick at 70 or at 80, you're still gonna be there and suffering. And like I see so many today that exactly we have become so sedentary, so immobile. That's why we age.
Yeah.
The aggressive pursuit of comfort. The
Right.
more you want to be comfortable in life, the more you're gonna age. Like
Yeah.
those cars we have around, you think you're all cool sitting in there. You
Right.
think the Flintstones were much cooler because at least they were under, you know, and
Yeah.
there was no motor and shit. So that's
Exactly.
all the way. So yeah, now
Exactly.
Frank, so praise facts is the next one. We're gonna go on to
Yes.
this before we go on to another rent that I have in my head. But
That's it.
it's time to rest my rent
Rest your
before I
rent.
go to rest for rent.
Yes. So praise facts. Acknowledging facts, PHACTS, also known as facts, FACTS. Acknowledging facts, also known as facts. Speaking facts, reiterating facts, is what automatically leads to praise of higher and divine. So if one can't simply roll along with fact flow, one can't praise either, and one will devolve.
Louer les faits. Reconnaître les faits. Et ici, on écrit fait avec PH, PHAITS. D'habitude, en français, aussi connu comme fait, FAITS, mais lui, il écrit avec un PH. Parler les faits, réitérer les faits est tout automatiquement ce qui mène à la louange du supérieur et du divin. Donc, si une personne ne peut simplement pas suivre les cours du flux des faits, elle ne peut pas louer non plus et elle régressera. That's automatic, I think. And I think a lot of people become like a bit. Anyway, the moment you talk about light and truth and stuff that is divine, and you just mention the word, they get scared or they get
They
like we're
do.
so programmed to
Uh,
reject that stuff that we would see the divine, the creator in front of us, and we would probably reject it. So
right.
in our confused mind, of course, not me. I think I would be like, I don't know, I would melt. I would, I don't know. Maybe also all this is within me, but we're in the land of confusion, and I cannot say I'm not still have a bit of confusion about the land where I am and the people that live here, and like
Right.
why. Anyway, so there's still a bit of confusion within me, but I'm trying to stick to facts. Exactly. If I stick
Right.
to facts, speaking facts and truth, and not siding with lies and stuff, maybe I'll move out of that realm of programming where I was. And yeah, no, I
Right.
think it's wanting to evolve. Also,
Yeah.
at one point you come to a place in life where you want to evolve. You're fed up of talking low talk, speaking low talk to people, and wasting your breath with people that have nothing in common with you, nothing, that don't want to evolve, that doesn't look to evolve, that just look to devolve. I don't even think they look to devolve. I don't. I
Yeah.
think
Right.
they're indifferent to it. Like honestly, they. I don't. Do they care devolving? Like I
Right. I
don't
mean,
know.
they just accept. They're just like, well, this is what we've been fed, and so and they're in denial often. um, but they just they take what they've been given as far as what the media tells them, what we've been told about how health and all that kind of stuff works and how we should eat and it is a lot. It is a quite a venture to break outside of that and to choose to go against or just do your own research. I mean, even that is just takes some effort, and there is a lot of things that they put out there to confuse people. So, but it's kind of like that seeking attitude. It if you really have it, like no nothing can put that out. You know what I mean? It's the fire that's in it inside of us.
Yeah, and there's others like me, like you, and we're not all dumbified here on Earth. That's what I was
Right.
thinking. Yeah, I was coming on the road, and I'm like, okay, I had a stupid idiot in front of me again. So I go with it. I relax. I get to a state where I'm mid-state and try to imagine I'm not on the road because it's really not my favorite thing to do, go on the road. Anyway,
Right.
so where I was going with this, I forgot. What did we
Well,
talk
I mean,
about?
this is how people are. I'm not sure exactly where you were going with that.
I don't know. I lost my thoughts where I was going with that. But we were talking about evolving and devolving. I think
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
anyway, that's it. Sometimes it's gonna come back to me. Sometimes
Yeah.
it happens to me like this. I have because I think too much. I think that's what it is. I have too much thoughts at the same time.
Right.
Anyway, we're gonna go to the next one. It's probably gonna come back to me.
Yeah. Well,
in a
and
few
before we do
seconds.
that, I'll just say something really quickly on the
Yeah.
praise facts. I mean, there's like you mentioned some good points, just like even how you bring up the idea of divine or God or something like that, and people kind of just they're like it's become so foreign to people to actually just be able to talk about that. So strange, even if people don't see everything exactly the same way, still like people are so afraid to offend each other. And I have my viewpoint's different, so we're not allowed to talk about it, or whatever, It's so strange the state that we've come to in these times. But
Yeah, and it's like you don't even know sometime if you really talk to someone. Like it's
yeah,
hard even to engage into new relationship and stuff, and because people are so programmed, so often you might be better trotting alone, doing that road alone, because but there's gonna be okay, that's what I was gonna say. There's gonna be people like you. Like we're not all dumbified and dumb. That's what I was saying.
right.
So that
Mhm.
was on the road. I added so that's what I was saying before. There is some people on a path of evolution here on Earth because look at this world, what we have created. Just look around all
Yeah.
the architecture and all this stuff, this world, the way it's going, we're self-sufficient together. Like, okay, there's an abundance of scrap, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the divine stuff. Like, let's forget about the Babylon world. That's not where we
Right.
are really. That's not our state of mind really. Because we see the world as we are. So I see this world a lot bigger than what I've been told,
Mhm.
a lot more magical, a lot more. So all this quest for finding that magic in this world, which we know we have, we can do magic, we can do anything we want, we can create anything we want, we can think anything we can, that's what maybe differentiated make a difference with us and the animal is that
Yeah.
we have free will. My dog cannot decide anything. Like they have, I think, a different way of seeing this world. Animals definitely they see it
Right.
through eyes of divine also because they're perfect fractal, perfect coherence, and it's why we look at them so up and we put them on front of sport t-shirt and stuff. That's why, because they're
Yeah.
perfect. Like an eagle is try to find me some imperfection in an eagle flying in the air. A dog,
Right.
a pig, a horse. Like find me one of those creatures other than human that are incoherent with who they are. There's none. None. Just us that are incoherent because there's so much work to be done on you to reach that coherency and see what's going on, see the big picture. Not
Yeah, and
saying
our
everything is
machine
perfect.
is like way different, right, than theirs. I mean, our machine functions in a very similar way, and by machine,
Yeah,
I mean our body, right?
yeah,
We have extra faculties, like we have speech, and we can do certain things, right, that animals are limited to, and they can't do, right? They don't have the same type of um, free will that we have. So we have a lot more chance to really mess up. We have a lot more chance to really just like make some bad, because an eagle is not going to make some type of factory that's going to pollute the environment and it's going to do all this stuff, right? But we have and we can also find ways to manufacture things that aren't going to be so destructive,
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so that's part of the journey of the human existence, is to find out, okay, how do we operate? How do we function here? And try to do it in a harmonious way, in a way that's not going to be destructive to ourselves, to other beings around us, to our environment, because it is possible. It is very possible. And we've gotten into this industrial scenario, where it's really just gone too far, in so many ways. And we are in a change of times. It is a very real thing that's happening. We're in a change of age. We're in a change of times, and it seems like there is going to have to be a kind of a little bit of a meltdown in certain places and in certain ways with how society functions, for there to kind of be a new beginning, for us.
And
Let's see.
often also we think, Frank, like you say, product are created like every day by wonderful people with great idea, healthy idea in mind, and it's not all junk out there. And
Right.
sometimes we have this idea that because that's all we've been eating all our life, like take for example chocolate. You go in the store and you eat chocolate, you take dairy milk, whatever is on the shelf here in Canada, but I'm sure it's Cadbury's all over the world. It's not just Canada, it's all over. You
Yeah.
don't think that there is healthy alternative to eating chocolate, but there is. Look, I found this midday squares. That's what I
Right.
told you. And there's
Uh,
like 4 grams of sugar in the square, and it's
mhm.
all organic stuff. It's all like, so. Anyway, you want to know about like midday square on the internet? They're a little company here in Montreal, Lachine, and
Yeah.
they're really, really striving to bring something on the market that is better than all other chocolate company because they see the scrap that's in the chocolate.
Yeah.
So they're like,
Absolutely.
hey, we have to create something. And I found that other people do Arvita,
Yeah.
clean energy tea. Like you don't want all the artificial scrap. And so there is alternative out there. We just got to seek and find. It's like
Yeah.
anything. But if you don't seek, you will not find. So that's my point. It's not because I want to absolutely promote those products. No.
Right. It's
It's
just things you've come across. I mean, that's
it's
just
just
how.
stuff I came across, and I'm like, wow, there is like really others like me and you and others, and really seeking evolution and evolution for the whole, also, not just evolution for yourself. Like
Yeah.
when you create something like that, and that's what I wrote them in the email. I said, this world is a better place because of people like you that wants this world to evolve and
Right.
create good product. Okay, we are in an industrial age, everything is created and stuff, but it's a big world with a lot of people. And we, of course, waste a lot of product.
Yeah.
The waste is enormous in this world. It's like a wasteland almost. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
a
for sure.
and you just go around farms and stuff and you will see that how much product is wasted. But yeah, there is people focusing on the evolution. That's my point. That was the whole thing about
Yeah.
the road that I, and
Right.
you will find those people. And anyway, if you put out that frequency, if that's the vibe you put out, that's the vibe you will attract. Your vibe will attract your tribe. So
Right.
the way you vibe, that's the tribe you're gonna get. So if you vibe on the fucking dope and shit, that's or alcohol, you're an alcoholic. That's the tribe you're gonna have, a tribe of alcoholic.
Yeah.
So I think it's all this is clear for me that there is alternative out there, and seek and you will find. The same thing for the truth. You want to move out of that disease world, seek and you will find a
Yeah.
better world. There is something better for all of us out there. We don't have to stay stuck in that realm of negativity that they offer us every day on TV or in the newspaper or magazines or whatever uh, business model they want to sell you, hospital, what like, can we have a world where everyone has a chance to thrive for greatness?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. We come here to strive and try for greatness, but we're so stuck up and so enraged. Like, the rage in us is something, and that's something I really don't understand, why we waste so much time on bad emotion like this, because that's maybe what's also the animal have a better emotion control than us. Maybe that's why we look up to them. They're very at peace. Like, the dog will sleep 12, 14 hours a day at peace, no stress, no alphabet in the head, no numbers in the head.
Right.
So, it's very.
And and that's like domesticated animal, right? But when we think about animals in the wild, I mean, their sole focus is like survival. They don't have time. They don't have time to be thinking about some other, you know, made up
Survival.
whack
And
stuff. Like they're like, yo, this, and that's how it is. If people get in an argument here, it might settle down pretty easily. But if two animals get in an argument, like it might be the end of you, like today. And so that's
yes,
like,
yes, it's a
that's a very
wild
real.
world out there, and animals are on survival. Exactly. Like, put us in the now we're all comfortable in our houses and stuff, protected, but go
Right.
out in nature and you're gonna see the feelings gonna be a little different.
Right.
But yeah, just the other day I was on the bike path and I saw two deer jump out the wood, like sudden. And deers, they don't give you warning when they jump out.
Oh yeah, they're very,
They
yeah, it's
jump out fast.
spontaneous.
And there's
Uh-huh.
two deer that jump out right at maybe 100 meters from me. So I was a
Right.
bit closer. They were banging right into me. I have a freaking
Wow.
trailer in the back and everything. So,
With your peppers.
whoa, the peppers would go flying on the bike
Yeah.
path. So I was careful. I'm like, yeah, because they don't really care about people in the bike path.
Yeah.
So yeah. So deers, be careful.
It's a wild world right there out there.
Yeah. So next will be I think we are at mute idols and living God. That's a good one.
Yes.
They're all good. They're all divine.
Yes. Mute idols and living God. After playing around with mute idols for millennia, the masses are not ready for a living God. They would rather have a mum, empty idol who doesn't answer back, who they can treat in any which way, put in any kind of dingy cage, throw any kind of stuff at it, ask any kind of unwholesome favors. A living God is a passionate force, too hot to handle in their too hot for them to handle in their insincere ways.
Les idoles muettes et Dieu vivant. Après s'être amusé avec des idoles muettes pendant des millénaires, les foules ne sont pas prêtes pour un Dieu vivant. Ils préféreraient avoir une maman idole vide qui ne leur répond pas, qu'ils peuvent traiter de n'importe quelle manière, qu'ils mettent dans n'importe quelle cage miteuse, à qui ils jettent n'importe quel genre de truc et demandent n'importe quel genre de faveur malsaine. Un Dieu vivant est une force passionnée, trop chaude pour qu'ils puissent la supporter avec leur manière non sincère. And we're really insincere for sure. No? We have insincere ways, and maybe we have put a lot of focus on those mute idols and stuff, and
Yeah.
we have forgotten what was really divine in this world, and that also it could come in flesh. And I'm not saying that there will be someone coming to save the world. It's not that. You got to save yourself. But there
Right.
is someone, there is always, I think, some avatar coming into this world sent by the divine forces. We're all sent by the divine forces, but we're all like, the light is very, very dim inside us. But some of us have
Right.
very powerful beacon, and it attracts all kinds of people. Like PT has
Yeah.
a powerful light, and that light will attract other light beings for sure,
Yeah.
or people that are on the path of evolution want to know maybe a little bit more of his perspective, because PT shares his perspective, and I think at one point, once we get to a certain place in life, we should be allowed also to share our perspective once we have acquired
Right.
enough knowledge. Like, I'm always very interested to hear your perspective, hence why we
Mhm.
do this. So give me
Right.
your perspective on new titles.
Yeah. Um, so I think one of the things that P is referencing here, right, is and we'll see it around in different types of religious scenarios and settings. But I have been in a Hindu temple, and it has this very curious thing where there's all these little altars set up with these, different little statue or really like doll deities, and they're supposed to be representing some type of divine energy, and as a representation of these characters that were in these different stories. But P has come out and said, this whole thing of like, uh, you know, putting your praise and your worship toward these dolls and these idols, and doing these ceremonies where you're throwing flowers at them, you're putting rice to them, and you're asking them for all this stuff. He said, that's not, how the Vedic thing said to do it. I mean, yes, you do praise higher and divine, and you can offer sacrifice toward the divine forces, but this thing where you build a little doll, and then you're praying and you're asking it for, oh, can I get a raise, or can I get a new car or something like that. I mean, that's kind of some way to think about it or whatever. But the thing is, those things aren't talking back to you, and they're not saying, well, hey, if you want a better life, you're going to have to change your life, right? And so that's how P is just referencing this idea of a living God, right? So in that sense of like, okay, if you have a guru, if you have someone who you can seek for guidance and seek
Yeah.
to answer bigger questions, they'll be able to actually give you some practical answers that you can implement into your life, and it's not going to be, I'm just going to, play this game of chasing all my desires and all my things that there might not even be my desires. Those might have been implanted into me through the conditioning that I got of this like backwards society, And so
Exactly.
like, why is divine gonna like answer your prayers for all these like falsely implanted desires?
Nonsense.
Like that's doesn't make sense, right?
And is it really about asking and stuff? Why don't you start
Yeah,
giving? Why don't you
right.
start giving to this world
What
and
can you
see
do
what
for
comes to you
divine?
after? You know,
Right.
that's what I had in mind. I gotta give something. I gotta give myself. I gotta give my truth, my who I am, and see what happened after. But yeah, it's about giving a lot and give, and you
Yeah.
will receive. You will receive in unexpected ways sometimes.
Right. And this thing too about the idols, I mean, so that was just one example going into a Hindu temple. But you go into a
Yeah,
Catholic church, and you got like the crucifixion is there, and all different sorts of things.
same type of stuff.
They're in Mecca going around the black cube, and what's going on there? So
What is that ritual? Like,
right,
why have those ritual in the first place?
exactly,
Maybe there's satanic ritual or evil or not positive, negative ritual. Let's just call it negative ritual
right,
because it brings like not a so good energy, maybe like especially anyway. I don't want to talk uh, down too much about what people do in the world to try to
right,
find the divine, because also we're all pretty much, and it could be a start. The religion could be a start for you to open up and start. I
right.
remember first searching into the Bible, some answers, the Quran at the beginning. When I get in
Mhm.
touch with all this, I'm like, is there something in those books that? So it could be a starting point for someone, but
Right.
also it could be a start and a finish point. You can be
Right.
stuck in there, which
Yeah.
is the case for many. They get stuck, and that's the whole purpose of the whole thing, is to trap you into worshiping mute idols and stuff, and
Right.
things that doesn't
And all
really.
those old books and those old scriptures of religions and things like that, they're, in many ways books of poetry about life, about
Yeah.
divine, about how you function in this world. And there will be bits and pieces in there that are, you know like helpful, or like
Yes.
you get to see things in a good perspective. Like, because I was raised Christian, so I can think of just some things from the Bible just off the top of my head. There's one that says, faith without works is dead. So you can't just say, "Oh, I believe in the divine," but just because I believe, I don't have to do anything and I'm good. No, you have to put to work your body, your energy. You have to give, right? Just like you're saying, you have to give. You have to give your energy, and you have to give your efforts toward actually working for a better life for yourself. And you have to
And
do that.
also, yeah, they give you clues on how you should maybe conduct yourself in this world. All those
Yeah.
religious books, like you say, it's not all negative. It's not what I say, because I found valuable stuff in there, like you say. So, no, it's worth taking a look, but it's not, I think, worth being stuck into it
Right.
and
Because
really.
it's a mixed soup at the same time. There's
It's
some
mixed
funky
soup.
stuff in there that,
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
doesn't really apply to our time, and also might just be a straight fallacy. Like, you
That's
have
it.
to
Yeah.
consider it that this is an
You
option.
have to use. I think in our world today, it's such a toxic world that we have to use. We gotta have a toxic screen, like for food, for people, for like I have a toxic screen, but also use scrutiny in your
Yeah.
research. Don't just accept something because someone tell you. Use scrutiny, like observation, match your observation with the facts, with the, and then you're gonna see if it makes sense. Like it's not, we're not here because we can't make sense of things. Like
Right.
we have been, I say it often, we have been given power and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. But what the heck are we doing with it? So
Right.
that's it. Next, Dieu et douleur, je pense. Euh, Dieu et douleur. I
God
think.
and pain.
Yeah, God and pain. Dieu et douleur.
Yes. This is a this will be a good one to end on.
Oh, that's a long one,
It's a
eh?
long one. We got a triple pager here.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a long one. Okay, that's probably gonna be the
So
last one today.
we'll we'll talk about it, and if we don't finish, we can pick back up on this one
Yeah.
also
Oh, yeah.
next week,
I'll let
just
you go
depending on
on first
where we get.
with it.
So,
Yeah.
God and pain. One of the biggest misconceptions is God is in everyone, everywhere, and everything. How God is not in everything can be understood in many ways. There is a scientific way, a psychological way, and a consciousness way. These ways are all ultimately connected. The best and most simplest way, however, is to understand it in terms of pain and painlessness. For example, God doesn't exist in PlayStation, which at the end of the day lowers consciousness and brings pain to the players in terms of physical and astral. You see, God is not into pain, and godliness is a state of conscious painlessness. Realms of pain, torture, and karmic bondage have nothing to do with God.
Hmm.
The real God never intended creation to be like that. Ultimately, all is one. Yes, you ask. I say no. These kinds of assumptions only suit the evil demiurge's plan at the end of at the end of the day. People think that all is one, and consequently, they are accepting of everyone as they are, which in the end plays straight into the hands of the manipulators. They want you to accept them, and in doing so, suffer at their hands. For example, a female with this mindset and logic will go ahead and sleep with any male, because after all is one, and what's the harm? As a result, her vibrations go down further, and the spider webs tighten. This attitude doesn't allow one to break from this matrix of pain. All is connected is a more apt statement than all is one. A good education tool to teach people the effects of actions. The multiverses emanated from the one. In time, the energies of certain levels of this multiverse were manipulated to create something ungodly, as in pained. It became painful, full of pain in course of time. And in and in these ungodly realms, more and more artificial stuff keeps on getting created. Bionic robots, clones, soulless androids, etc., etc. There exist realms which have no pain, emotional, psychological, or physical. There, everything is godly, because they maintain connection with the Divine One at all points. The beings which deliberately sever that connection create ungodly realms which are not part of the One, simply because they do not adhere to the One's specifications for creation. Such creations obviously involve a whole lot of pain and torture and work on maxims like no pain, no gain. So if you can understand godliness as a kind of way, not a thing or a substance, most of this 3D physical realm on this planet is not functioning by that way, and thus is not godly. What physical and psychological pain is can be understood scientifically, and that's where true science like sacred geometry comes in. So yes, everything is not God. There is a moving away from God, and that's why there is pain.
OK, en français. Et là, en français. Dieu est douleur. Une des plus grandes idées fausses. Dieu est dans tout le monde et partout ailleurs. Comme Dieu n'est pas dans tout, peut être compris de plusieurs façons. Il y a une façon scientifique, une façon psychologique et une façon liée à la conscience. Ces façons sont toutes connectées en fin de compte. La plus simple et la meilleure façon est cependant de comprendre cette idée en termes de douleur et sans douleur. Par exemple, Dieu n'existe pas dans la PlayStation, qui, à la fin du compte, abaisse la conscience et crée de la douleur aux joueurs sur les plans physiques et astral. Vous voyez, Dieu n'est pas branché, douleur, et l'état de Dieu est un état conscient indolore. Les domaines de la douleur, peine, torture et attachement karmique n'ont rien à voir avec Dieu. Le vrai Dieu n'a jamais eu l'intention que la création soit comme cela. Finalement, tout n'est qu'un. Oui, vous demandez. Je dis non. Ce genre de supposition ne fait qu'aider le plan de demi-urge du mal à la fin du compte. Les gens pensent que tout n'est qu'un et par conséquent, ils acceptent que tout le monde comme ils sont, ce qui, à la fin du compte, ne fait qu'arranger les manipulateurs. Ils veulent que vous les acceptiez et en faisant cela, comme vous finissiez par souffrir à leur fin. Par exemple, une femme avec ce genre de mentalité logique ira coucher avec n'importe quel homme, car après tout n'est qu'un. Et quel est le mal? Par conséquent, ces vibrations chutent et les toiles d'araignée se resserrent. Cette attitude ne permet pas à quiconque de sortir de la matrice de la douleur. Tout est connecté est une déclaration plus apte que tout n'est qu'un. Un bon outil éducatif pour enseigner aux gens les effets des actions. Les multivers émanaient du 1. Avec le temps, les énergies de certains niveaux de ces multivers ont été manipulées pour créer quelque chose de non divin et d'autres mots, quelque chose d'affligé. C'est devenu douloureux, plein de peine au cours du temps. Et dans ces mondes non divins, de plus en plus de choses artificielles n'arrêtent pas d'être créées. Robots bioniques, clones, androïdes sans âme, etc., etc. Il existe des mondes qui n'ont pas de douleur émotionnelle, psychologique ou physique. Là-bas, tout est divin, car ils maintiennent une connexion avec le divin en tout point. Les êtres qui rompent délibérément la connexion créent des mondes non divins qui ne font pas partie du un, simplement car ils n'adhèrent pas aux spécifications du un pour la création. De telles créations, évidemment, impliquent beaucoup de douleur et de torture et fonctionnent avec des devises comme No pain, no gain. Pas de gain sans peine. Donc, vous pouvez comprendre divin comme une manière de faire, d'être, pas une chose ou une substance. La plupart de ce monde physique 3D sur cette planète ne fonctionne pas de cette manière et par conséquent n'est pas divine. Ce que douleur physique et psychologique est peut être compris scientifiquement et c'est quand les vraies sciences comme la géométrie sacrée entrent en jeu. Donc oui, tout n'est pas Dieu. Une personne peut s'éloigner de Dieu et c'est pourquoi il y a de la douleur. Okay, this is big. Me, the first thing that came to me when you were speaking and you were speaking about torture, and it's exactly what we do. We constantly torture and destroy ourselves. How do you want to see God within yourself? How do you want to see the divine within you or within anything when all you do is indulge in negativity and like you torture yourself, literally, with all kinds of stuff, the TV, the eyes, the mouth, the ears, like
Yeah.
constant destruction until you wake up and say it's enough. Destroying myself. Now I got to side with something that is a lot more also healthy. Like it's not
Mhm.
healthy to that's the pain it will bring. Like I don't think our bodies are made to be diseased and sick and stuff. And like,
Right.
come on, I've been going around for 51 years. I'm not plugged into a wall or nothing, and I'm speaking here. I have energy. I'm like a freaking energy bomb. Like I'm like a nuclear bomb energy, and that's what you have within you also, because all your little cells have the equivalent of I don't know how many atomic bomb. So you are that atomic bomb that we're waiting on her. That's why I always go boom when I start. Yeah,
Right.
that freaking bomb. Because
Yeah.
I have the energy and stuff, but that's it. Anyway, I think we should really consider other stuff than exactly getting away from divine. And
Yeah.
that's what we do. Every time we engage with the TV, we get away from divine. The divine's not in the
Mhm.
TV. Like, can't tell me it's into a blue screen. Like, that's another thing. Why do you think we have blue screen everywhere? Like, it's
Right.
there's something in those frequencies to manipulate us. Everything is to manipulate you to so you become a robot. That's why they have created now those Tesla robots. It's like that's what we are really. We are not far from that. It's just they
Right.
are powered by another source of energy, but they want you to become like freaking robots, and that's what we have became because we honestly the thoughts that we have are not even ours. Like you think of
Yeah.
stuff sometimes like not even your thoughts. Like I
Yeah.
realize that, and that brings a lot of pain, torture, and I think it's possible to move out of that realm of negativity that you torture yourself every day.
Right.
But you have to let go of a lot of nonsense, probably that you hold on to in your life. We hold on to a lot of stuff that is very irrelevant and makes us very ungodly, undivine.
Hmm.
We all have that divine power. Like the guy in front of my house is not less divine than me, but yes, he is because he has moved away from divine. That's what we're. So they
Right.
are the only because they move away from divine, but they have the possibility to be as
Yeah.
And I don't want to say
That's that free will. That's that we have the choice, right?
Huh?
That's the whole connection of free will and choice.
Exactly.
Depending on how you are using your free will, you're either going to be closer to divine, you're going to be like more natural, or you're going to be further away from divine. You're going to be more of this, modern robot type of thing that they're, they want to push people to just like say, oh, that's cool. And that's what, you want. But actually, and again, like P mentions some things that I find really interesting and relevant, kind of in regards of this and technology, because a lot of these things, right, they are just technology, and it's like, how are they being used? Even PlayStation, TV, any of that stuff, if it is being used to direct us or educate us to what is real, then we'll know not to be on it all day. We could use it just for a short period of time, and then okay, we're gonna go, just like we're on the computer right now, right? We're not going to stay on here all day and just like doom scroll or whatever, because but like these algorithms that they've made with like social media and Facebook and whatever, TikTok, all that, they designed them in a way so that we become addicted to them, and so that we seek happiness through those modalities. But anybody with a little bit of consciousness, when you get sucked into that, you can start making the connection of, okay, I know if I stay on here too long, I'm actually going to feel worse. I'm going to feel stupid. Like, what did I just do? I just wasted an hour scrolling. I just did, I could have been doing something productive, something healthy for myself, but I just sat here, and I now feel worse about myself because I got sucked into their trap,
And apparently, the more you talk about yourself, the more depressed you will be too.
Yeah, I could see that.
Think
too.
about it, man. It makes sense. The
Yeah.
more you talk about yourself, like especially in your program ways, like we're all about ourselves. That brings also all those negative feelings, and that godly, that divine experience on earth is accessible to anyone, but it demands work. Like you said, you can have faith, but if you don't put in the work, so it's gonna, and the divine is not like gonna bring weak souls on his jaw army.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
like you need to be strong. You need to make yourself strong, especially if you want to stop torturing yourself and destroying yourself. You're gonna have to be strong because you have been weak all your life, given into all those alcohol and pills and all the nonsense that this world can offer. Sugar, like there's places in this world where there is a huge abundance of scrap, like major. Yes, and it's like it's unfathomable for me. I cannot imagine even eating that stuff. So we have to stop the torture, with many ways if we want to feel divine, godly, or full of energy, or I don't know how you can, which we can, being coherent, being perfectly coherent, perfect fractal. No,
Right.
that's divine. But we have possibility to get there definitely if
And it takes work.
we have living example of people that are on the major path to ascension. Look at PT is an example for me of someone that really feel the divine essence within him and wants to evolve from this realm, and he's
Yeah.
probably guiding us all and teaching
Definitely.
us stuff that is very valuable. But if we don't go apply it into our life, it's good. PT can teach, but he cannot save you. You have to
Right.
do the work. So that's stopping the torture. First, stop torturing yourself. Stop,
Yeah.
stop, stop. Stop the TV. Stop the nonsense in your ears, the nonsense friends, the everything that doesn't support your evolution. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Your one-time deal here, and the day will go fast today.
Yes.
And one after the other. And as you get older, those things comes even faster the next day. So You want to take your time, relax, and enjoy life, exactly, but there is work to be done also to evolve. So it's good to relax, to chill, to have a chilling spot, to
Right.
chill with your friend, but that's not what gonna make you evolve in this world. It's you doing the divine work, you stopping the torture and go evolve a bit. Like,
Yeah.
anyway. So Frank, you have
Yeah.
something to add?
This epilogue, I mean, it's filled with a lot, a lot of um, things, and I like how P just brings it down to the simple thing. The simplest way to understand
Yeah.
it is pain and painlessness, right? And he says, yeah, God doesn't exist in PlayStation, right? It's not about getting tangled in things that it's going to actually you know, lead us to a state of lowering our vibes or our consciousness. And I like how he brings out this point where kind of the tactic of the manipulators at this point is they want you to accept them.
Oh, yeah,
And
we are one.
right. And in
We
doing
are
that,
one.
then they're like, okay, then yes, you'll accept all this.
So you're one with all the psychopaths of this world. That's what you're
Right.
saying. I'm not. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not one of them.
And
I
the all
might
is
be.
one, like the
Yeah.
all is one is a very strong sentiment out there for a lot of people who are into like new age and into kind of like
Just the reggae music. One love, one people, one
yeah,
art, one destiny. What the heck is this? Like you hear that in reggae a lot in Jamaica.
right,
One heart, one love. No, 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 no. I don't buy that
yeah,
no more.
exactly. And I love how P was like, okay, it's not that because that there is a one divine, that there is a single individual energy that is the source of all, right? But it's I like how he brings out this point, all is connected. That helps us actually to see how like we are connected in this web of life, and so I'm not you and you are not me. That's not it's more um practical to say all is connected, because then you can start to have more consciousness and awareness about, okay, what I do is going to affect the whole, and so I need to take actions not
Exactly.
only for myself, but it's also going to benefit the whole if I'm doing the right type of actions, the right type of behaviors.
If you know you're connected, I know I'm connected to you. I know my actions will probably, yeah, affect the whole realm if they're
Right.
not aligned with divine principle. Very, very, I know. And I'm not saying I'm a purist and I'm pure and I have attained the pure form here on earth. I'm
Right.
confused still, like all of you here. And if someone pretends that he's cleared the confusion completely, he's completely delusional. We're all on the path of creating the new us. I've just been reborn. Like I'm very young in
Mhm.
my living days on earth. I'm like 10 years old, maybe 10 years old.
Right.
So I'm very young. So you are reborn into this world. Once you open your eyes and you see the reality of this world, you are being reborn. That's the beginning of your life. Okay.
Yes.
And that's where it starts. And you should never, never stop from that point, just ascending, ascending, and going higher. And for sure, on this path, you will outgrow people. For sure. You will outgrow them. And
Yeah.
it's okay. You're not
Mhm.
here to be like or to be please others around you. You're on a
Yeah.
path and you're on a divine path on earth to find, first of all, the gift you've been given. You've been given a gift. We all have a gift of life. First of all, the first gift is life. You have survived millions of sperm to make it here. You're a champion in the heart. Like you're an atomic bomb. You have all the energy you need. Like I don't know how to put it. You're so freaking divine if you want. If you want, you can be so freaking divine, so enlightened and like you can bring light to this world like crazy, but
Right.
stop wearing shades and shit. But yeah, you can bring light into this world and light other people's life and just make their life a little less painful. Like
Mhm.
that's what it is. It's pain and painlessness.
Yeah.
You want to side you want to side with pain or painlessness, like promote painlessness. Like but again,
Yes.
you have
Exactly.
to find out all that stuff. You have to work on yourself. You have to get rid of your own internal pain. And it's
Yeah.
not with alcohol. You don't get rid of pain with alcohol. That just makes it worse. Makes it
Exactly.
worse. Get rid of all that now. Get to a state where you have almost zero neurotoxin within you. And there's a lot of neurotoxin. It's in food, it's in alcohol, it's in, and they're gonna limit your. They listen. They have understood how the human body works. Okay, you don't.
Right.
You don't, but they do. So they will manipulate you, and in ways you are not even suspecting. So
Yeah.
we have to be very vigilant, very diligent, very use scrutiny in everything we do, we eat, we watch, we hear. If you want to evolve, that's
Yeah.
the choice. And it's free will. Like I'm not here to tell you what to do, but that's
Right.
what I intend to do. It's to
Yes.
clear out the nonsense. If the energy is not right in the room, I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Out. And I don't even think about it. I'm out.
Yeah.
You won't see me there. So often I find myself alone.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah,
okay with that.
that's
It's
how it
not
is
about
today, you know.
that's it having a crowd around you. I knew they were doing this kind of stuff, especially going on YouTube and speaking like this. I wasn't gonna have too many people coming to exchange thoughts with me.
Right.
Okay, I know that, but I have you, Frank. I have others on the same path as you.
Yeah.
You will find other people. If you go out
Yeah,
and
people are starting to wake, you know,
oh yeah, yeah.
slowly
This
but
world
surely.
is starting to wake. We can, and if you are in that state, you will feel it. If you are not in that state, you will not feel that. But if
Yeah.
you are in the state of awakening or enlightening yourself or creating more less drama within you, I don't know how to explain it. I'm
Right.
trying to take simple words here to explain something that is very divine, but it's
Right.
hard because it's talking about our life and it kind of matters. We
Yeah.
are here for one experience, and it's such a and then maybe I'll come for another experience, but in this suit that I'm in, it's one time deal. So I have to
Right.
take care of the suit, take care of the machine, take care of everything to hopefully one day feel divine. Like
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel not saying I don't feel it at all, but
Right.
I feel it because I know a bit what is required to have the ultimate feeling
Yeah.
of bliss. That's what we talk all the time. Like it's about
Right.
feeling. It's about feeling here on earth. Like you want to
Mhm.
feel good. You want to feel energetic. And if you feel that way, you're productive and you bring good stuff out into this world. Like I was talking before, if you're in the right state of mind, you will make this world evolve
Yeah.
no matter what. And you don't have to speak it out loud, just your action will go and will make this world better and will make people think, will make, hey, whoa, there is clean stuff. That like we don't have
Right.
to use dirty stuff and like chemicals and stuff in our food. And so that creates pain. So
Yeah.
God is not in acesulfan potassium. God is not in artificial sweeteners.
Right.
That creates pain. So,
Uh,
once you eliminate all that can cause pain within you, you will maybe feel different also. Uh,
yeah.
it's a big road. It's a long road ahead. I'm not saying I have eliminated all pain.
Right.
I'm,
That's for sure.
I'm just the guy that see the big picture. I don't understand everything in the big picture. Don't think I'm coming here pretending to, but I see the big picture. I'm outside of the frame now.
Yeah.
I'm outside
Right.
of the frame. I got out the frame, so I can see it. But I'm still, like you, Frank, like many others, trying to make sense of the world I live in.
Yeah.
And That's important to me. I'm sure it's important to you, to many others. Once you stop the torture, you want to make sense of this world, of who you are. What is this realm like? There's so much existential question that you can have. Probably
That's
be unanswered, but some you can answer. Some, I think there's some stuff we can answer if we all exactly put ourselves together and we feel connected, not all as one, but connected. We
right.
can find answers together, because that's same as being self-sufficient. You cannot be self-sufficient alone, but you can
Hmm.
be self-sufficient in a community. Like, I don't
Right.
know everything. I don't know freaking electricity like an electrician. Like, so, but I know other stuff. I may be good in other stuff. So, this
Right.
whole world has to work in synergy too, and connected, not all the same. We're not all the same. No, I'm not one with a psychopath. And that's what he explained
Right.
there. Like, it's very clear that if you say you are one with everyone in this world. Like, you welcome any energy into your sphere. Like,
Right.
no, that's it. Stop the torture. Start the
Exactly.
evolution. That's
Yeah.
the message today. And
Ignite
yeah,
the bliss.
yeah, that's it. Ignite the bliss. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Ignite the bliss. Right. That's what I understood. I wasn't sure. Ignite the bliss. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. So yeah, stay on fire, ignite the bliss, and keep that fire alive, and never stop. Start where you are with what you have. It's enough. You have
Yeah.
everything to start. Like, you have yourself, and especially if you are on the path of discovering really what this world is. Maybe have a clue. I don't know if you'll discover. Like, I don't. There's stuff I think I will never have answers for. Maybe if I do the work, like we said, we do the work, maybe we'll find answers
Yeah.
eventually.
It's definitely possible.
Frank, wish you a great one. Everyone here also,
Likewise,
wish
Yannick.
you a great one.
Yes. It's
And
another
we
good week.
will be forward again. I don't like to say I'll be back. I'll be forward again
Yes.
next Moon Day.
Another
Next
strong.
Moon Day. That's it. After another strong sequence.
That's right.
Or trying to
Yes.
eliminate those words that doesn't make sense in our vocabulary. That's all.
Right.
And
Yes.
think before you speak. That's it.
Exactly.
So Frank, our job, everyone.
Yes.
I'm signing out
Each other again.
as we speak. Boom. He's out. Like a bomb.